this programme is that it brings the reign of a king from 250 years ago to life. I think that's why I found it so inspiring and why so many members of the public, other students and professors alike have also found it inspiring. I wanted to emulate this element in my own project and demonstrate how, as a student of King's College London studying humanities, King George III is so relevant today. My project focuses on the King's engagement with contemporary art theory within the context of the first emerging art academy in England and an emerging discourse on aesthetics. As a student of King's College London, it's hard to ignore the history of the building and its significance as an institution. King's was granted a royal charter by King George IV, the son of King George III, in 1829. It opened as a practicing university in 1831 and with finished completion of the building in 1835. However, King's continues to develop in terms of space and is now linked to Guy's campus in London Bridge, as well as further campuses in Waterloo and Denmark Hill. Just the Strand campus has changed its space dramatically over the last 180 years, with the most recent acquisition being Bush House in the Aldwych Quarter. In 2009, King's signed an agreement to acquire the east wing of Somerset House. Of Somerset House stands a statue of King George III and Father Thames below him. George was heavily involved in the establishment of both the Royal Academy of Arts and Somerset House, recognising the necessity of a place for artists to showcase their work, the public to see it, and also for students to learn from the great masters of the art. The statue was erected in the 1780s by John Bacon, who was asked by Queen Charlotte why he made so frightful a figure, to which he replied, "Art cannot always affect what is ever in the reach of nature, the union of beauty and majesty." Erected during George III's lifetime, but the one further down the road on Cockspur Street in Pall Mall tells a different story. Unveiled by the Duke of Cumberland in 1836, was meant to be an ambitious multi-figure monument, but unfortunately there were far too few subscriptions for the project to go ahead. It is conjectured that the unusually high plinth was to prevent vandalism, and the statue was nicknamed the Pigtail and Plumphead, indicating a change in sentiment towards King George III after his death. However, whatever justified criticism there can be made of King George III, it cannot be denied that he was a patron of the arts. One of his most significant achievements for this field was the establishment of the Royal Academy of Arts, which he dedicated not just to his royal name but also time, money and energy. So the Royal Academy moved to Burlington House in 1837 in Piccadilly, and this is where it's still home today. The summer exhibitions, which began in 1769, have not ceased to be held every year, which is an amazing feat considering all the war, strife and expansion that London has witnessed over the last 250 years. The courtyard of Burlington House features a statue of Sir Joshua Reynolds, one of the founders and also the first president of the Royal Academy. He was knighted by George III in 1769, the second artist ever to be granted with this honour. From this little section in London is where the subject, discussion and the production of my document in the project arose. George III was a key figure in the propagation of the arts in the 18th century, and my project will explore the changing world of visual arts and art theory in London.